The Pittsburgh Steelers, always a team with high expectations, might be on the verge of making a bold decision that could surprise their fan base. The word around the Steel City is that General Manager Omar Khan may be preparing to move on from a key player, a move that has many fans shaking their heads. This decision could very well come back to haunt the team in the future, but it's clear that Khan is willing to make tough choices to shape the Steelers' future. The next few months will be critical for Pittsburgh, and much of the attention will undoubtedly be on the quarterback position. With both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields slated to hit free agency, the Steelers will need to decide which, if any, of these quarterbacks will return to Pittsburgh next season. The quarterback carousel is in full swing, with several veteran quarterbacks available on the open market, which could provide Pittsburgh with a fresh start. Pittsburgh's 2024 season ended in disappointment, with the Steelers losing 5 consecutive games to close out the year, including a humiliating wildcard round defeat to their bitter rivals, the Baltimore Ravens. With this collapse, it's no wonder that fans are clamoring for change, especially at the quarterback position. As both Wilson and Fields struggled toward the end of the season, the Steelers' offensive issues became glaringly obvious. However, to place all the blame on the quarterbacks would be short-sighted. The team's receiving core was weak and inconsistent, failing to provide either quarterback with reliable targets. But even more concerning was the underperformance of the running game, a core part of the Steelers' offensive philosophy under offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. Smith's offense relies heavily on a powerful, effective ground game, especially on early downs. The Steelers have made it clear that establishing the run is non-negotiable. However, the results were far from ideal. Pittsburgh's rushing attack ranked 24th in expected points added per rush, and by success rate, only 4 teams were worse. This underperformance has led to calls for a significant overhaul of the running back position, with fans hoping the team can find a backfield that can spark a more explosive offense. As things stand, running back Najee Harris is heading into free agency, and it's possible that the Steelers will pivot toward younger, faster options that better fit their offensive needs. Najee Harris, for all his consistency, is a player who has failed to make the leap from good to great. When Harris entered the league, he quickly established himself as a dynamic weapon, making the Pro Bowl as a rookie and displaying the kind of explosive ability that had fans excited for what was to come. His first few seasons were solid, with Harris rushing for over 1,000 yards each year. However, even as his athleticism seemed to plateau, Harris continued to churn out impressive yardage totals. In his 4 years with the Steelers, he proved reliable, if not spectacular. But despite his ability to consistently hit the 1,000-yard mark, Harris has never truly shown the breakaway speed or playmaking ability that would elevate Pittsburgh's offense. The emergence of Jaylen Warren in recent seasons only further complicated Harris's future in Pittsburgh. Warren, who is also a free agent, has proven himself to be a valuable contributor to the Steelers' backfield, making it more difficult for Harris to maintain his grip on the starting job. The Steelers declined Harris's 5th-year option, a move that will likely signal the end of his time with the team. This decision raises questions about how much value Harris holds in the current NFL market. Although Harris has shown consistency, he doesn't have the explosive, game-changing traits that teams are looking for in a top-tier running back. For Harris, a market similar to that of Philadelphia's Saquon Barkley, who signed a lucrative 3-year, $37.75 million deal last offseason, seems unlikely. Barkley's explosive runs and big play potential were key factors in his contract, while Harris, despite his reliability, doesn't possess the same level of game-breaking ability. It's more likely that Harris will land a role as a complementary back in another offense or potentially as a short-yardage option. Some teams may even be willing to give him a shot as the lead back in a system that caters to his strengths, but those opportunities may be limited. With Harris likely to move on, Pittsburgh will need to retool its backfield. The natural successor appears to be Jaylen Warren, though the Steelers may also look to the open market or even the draft to bring in fresh talent. Warren, being a restricted free agent, is more easily controllable, and Pittsburgh could bring him back without much hassle. The team may pair Warren with an affordable free agent or draft a rookie running back who can bring the speed and explosiveness that has been sorely lacking in Pittsburgh's ground game. The hope is that by injecting new talent into the backfield, the Steelers can reignite their running game and provide their quarterbacks with the support they need to succeed. Ultimately, the Steelers' future will depend on how well they rebuild their offense. The quarterback position will be the focal point, but the running back situation is just as critical to their success. If Pittsburgh can find a way to establish a more balanced offensive attack, they could once again become a contender in the AFC. The question remains, should Pittsburgh part ways with Harris and embrace a new direction for the backfield, or should they stick with what they know? Time will tell, but one thing is certain, the Steelers have some important decisions to make, and their fan base will be watching closely. So, Steelers fans, what do you think? Should the team cut ties with Harris and look toward a younger, more explosive backfield? Or should they keep him around for one